Now I'm going to move to the cylinder. With my beast. This is a PDI Pulsinite cylinder. Just check camera position. Removing the piston head, cylinder head, excuse me. Just use a wrench. Lock it into place. And carefully unscrew the cylinder head. Be very careful with my spring. Stock mech does not really have the same pressure as this spring. Cylinder head. It's a tapered design for bore up. Bore up piston. Vacuum cylinder. Just make sure everything's tight. Make sure the O-ring's tight. These are the air intake which expand the O-ring, which make it tighter down the cylinder as it thrusts forward. My catch is 90 degrees, designed for upgraded trigger mechanisms like Newbie's M trigger or PDI's V trigger. Of course, I prefer Newbie's M trigger over the PDI, just based on trigger pull alone. This is the SS5000 spring by PDI, strongest spring in the market. I'm just going to clean it up a bit. Just relubricate it with a little bit of silicone. Not too much, just a nice little amount. Brush it in. This is a bore up spring guide. It's shorter than the standard. This is a standard spring guide. This is for bore up, and it's shorter because it won't catch if it's that long. And regarding the piston end, that's a 90-degree catch, that's a 45-degree catch. This would be for a stock trigger mech. This would be for a PDI 0 or Newbie's trigger, which is optimized for a 90-degree catch. And you can see the sear, how it catches. I hope you could see it. Obviously the 45-degree wouldn't work too well. So reassembly, making sure that the spring itself is tighter at the bottom end and expands much more at the top end. So this is the end that we want to put the spring guide into. Make sure everything's tight with our piston. Place the piston on. Place the piston into the cylinder. Now, again, my cylinder being Palsonite, this has well over 1,000 shots and still pretty good condition. And this is the tough part, getting this to compress, which might come out of video, but I'll try and keep it in. Alright, once you get it started, see the O-ring there? That's going to seal it very well. There's nothing else needed on the outside of the cylinder. Give it a good few turns to tighten things up. Nice and tight. Action's working well. Now, replace the cylinder mech into the receiver. Now I use bore up, so I don't have any rings, it just slides right in. And I have tight compression, so there's a little push involved. Take the trigger mech, and with Noob's design, it doesn't have a separate spring stopper, so it's just one piece, and slide it in. Things are a little tighter as you increase your piston strength.